It's Those Guys Game Reviews. I am Nick Silviano, and once again being joined by
Connor Jagger,
Captain Enthusiasm over here. And today's game we're reviewing is Double Dragon Neon for the PSN and Xbox Live Arcade.
why is it called Neon? Is it just like did they just decide to give that name for the reboot, or?
I think it has something to do with the, well, it is colorful.
Yeah.
I guess it has something to do with the time period, maybe, I don't know, because the whole game is like a tribute to the 80s, and neon color and lightning was like a really huge thing back then. Double Dragon Neon brings back an age-old tradition of teamwork and random violence. Well, sort of. Billy Lee's girlfriend is kidnapped, and it's up to him and his brother to fight off the minions of the villains. What the hell? What, did they get the guy who voiced Skeletor from He-Man for this? Did you hear that? The game is standard beat-em-up fare, not too different from the Double Dragon games from the past. You take on legions of thugs, dominatrix, okay, ninjas, terrorists, and of course, a Bobo.
Of course! Why not? That works. This time there are a few devices added in to help you progress in the game. These things are such as power-ups and special moves which you gain by collecting cassette tapes that are either dropped by enemies or you can buy them in shops.
What the hell is that?
I was thinking of the Gadgetron vendor from Ratchet & Clank. Except
You
the
can
mail
buy
version.
things, but you can pick them up from enemies or buy them in shops.
Well, excuse me, I like to be elegant with my words.
Since when?
Since I feel like it.
Oh my... You can equip 2 tapes at a time, one to beef up your stats, such as stronger punches, faster movements, and increasing HP and MP.
The other adds a special move to your character. These can be a fireball, the legendary spinning air kick, or a huge flaming dragon that can cause massive damage. These special moves take up a secondary meter below your health bar, which can be recharged by batteries you find, or you can wait for it to fill gradually on its own over time.
Speaking of shops, there are 2 types of shops in the game. One shop, apparently run by old Japanese quadruplets, can be used to buy extra lives, power-ups, and more cassette tapes. But like it was mentioned earlier, you can find most of those enemies you already defeated. Which, by the way, let me tell you right now, that buying extra lives is a completely useless mechanic in this game. Let me explain. Okay, so each time you go to a new stage, your lives reset at 2. Now this wouldn't be a problem if you were doing one stage and you're down to life 0, and you start over and you have 2 more. But let's say you're in one stage and you buy 5 extra lives. Guess what happens when you go to the next stage? You're back down to 2 lives!
No other game does that, apparently.
So, yeah. Thanks a lot, game, for adding this fuck you moment into it. You jerks.
The other shop is run by a heavy metal Viking that can upgrade and level up your tapes by using Mithril, which you collect by defeating bosses.
The game emphasizes greatly on the power of teamwork, or more likely, bromance.
What? Bromance?
Yeah, romance.
What were they thinking?
It's a word. It's a theme littered throughout the game, along with, well, the 80s. Yes, this game is a huge tribute to the 80s, both in style and music, complete with mullets. And yeah, actually the soundtrack is, just...
That explains why it's so terrible.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's pretty badass. Listen.
It's a tribute to the 80s and every gamer that can. To me, it's just wrong.
Quiet, I'm dancing. Stop that.
If your teammate falls in battle, you can resuscitate them by rewinding their tape with a pencil. A concept that will be lost on many of the younger gamers today.
So yeah, basically, it's all about being the 2-player game, you know, teaming up with a friend. You gotta play this game co-op, otherwise, you know, it's a pain in the ass.
This game is built on brotherly love when you take control as Jimmy and Bimmy.
So, anyway, if you want to play a certain type of side-scrolling beat-em-up and, you know, you got your buddy handy, go ahead and give it a try. Now, some people might think that the pace in the game is a little bit too slow. I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was that bad. I liked it. I had fun with it, except for those couple of moments where they bombard you with a bunch of stuff on the screen, and like I said, buying extra lives is completely useless because they just reset you either way on the next level. Gee, thanks a lot, game, you fucking bastards.
On another note, I guess when you said the pace really picks up, I guess that makes sense when the frickin' Chinese tower launches into outer space. What the hell?
Also, it would have been nice if they included a online 2-player mode. Now, I don't know if this is something they're probably going to patch in the future. I don't know. But, you know, that's something they could have done because not a lot of people seem to get together to play games like that anymore. And I think this game really would have benefited from a 2-player online co-op. I mean, if they're sitting there adding it to old school arcade games like X-Men and The Simpsons, why couldn't they do it with a brand new game they made up? I don't get it. So, based on those two things, you're going to have to go ahead and give this game a 4 out of 6. It was a pretty decent game, but it seems to drop the ball in some areas and really tend to try to screw you over. Put that down.
I guess I can also give it a 4 out of 6. It's not my kind of game, but I guess I can play it if I'm bored out of my freaking mind.
This has been another episode of It's Those Guys Game Reviews, and now we dance.
Denied! Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Fuck you.